Hi, so today I will be showing you how to make these cute little heart plushies, and they only take about 20 to 30 minutes for me, and you may sell the finished plushie at the end, but please do not sell or redistribute this pattern as it is my own, and if you do use the pattern, please credit me for it. And I will say I will go in depth with the stitches, how to do single crochet, increase, all that stuff. And this is written in US terminology. For this, you will need some stuffing, a darning needle, a stitch marker, some scissors, a crochet hook. I'm using a 4.5mm with a size 5 yarn. This is actually Big Twist Posh yarn, so it's size 5, I'm pretty sure, so I just use a size 4.5, and feel free to use whatever size you want to, or whatever is best for you. So yeah. And also, before we start, I would like to say that stitches you'll need to know, and I will teach you how to do each one of these stitches, so yeah. Okay, first we're going to do 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and how I do my magic ring is I pinch it like that, and then I kind of flip my hand, and then make an X like that, just something roughly like that, and then I stick my hook under this side over here, I grab it like that, and then I chain 1. So that's how I do it, and then I remove my fingers, hold it in yarn position, and then I take the middle string, the loose end, and just kind of go like that so it's back here. And a single crochet is where, so basically you're going to hold it like this, and you're going to go in under those 2 loops, and you're going to grab yarn and pull it up, and then you have 2 loops, then you grab yarn and pull it through. Like that, and as you can see that little V right there, that's your first stitch. So you're going to repeat 6 times, so that was 1, so 5 more times. You go in, grab it, 2 loops, pull through 2, and you can kind of hold it and then adjust your fingers so you can keep moving up so you don't get like uncomfortable holding it. So you're just going to repeat that till you have 6, or you can just count till you have 6. So 4, 5, 6, and from the side you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this little nub here. Next, with magic ring, or you can use the chain 2 method, which I will show later on, you pull it here, and you gotta make sure this doesn't get twisted as you work, and then you pull it tight. And if you're a beginner, I'd say to kind of loosely go around. So that's how you do the magic ring, and now I'll be showing you how to do the chain 2 method. Okay, so how do you make a slip knot? Is you go around and you hold it, and then you go like that, and so it looks like this. So you pinch it in place, and this is overlapping this here, and then you twist your hands and then pull through, and that is how I make a slip knot. And then you're gonna stick your hook in and then pull it tight, and make sure the tail like that is away from you, and this is here. So get in yarn position, and then pinch right there, and you're going to chain 2, which is where you go around and in and around and in, and that was 2 chains. So next you're going to work your single crochets. If you look closely, you'll see that there's 2 loops, one here and one here. It's kind of hard to tell, but you got to make sure it's not the one right here, it's the one down here. You're going to insert in that first loop and do the single crochets as I showed earlier, and you're going to do 6 in there, in that same stitch right there. And once you get to 3, you can kind of like work around a circle, but once you get to 3, you might come across this. Just pull it back and keep working around it. Don't worry about it. 4, 5, 6. And for beginners, you can pull it tight, but for beginners, you don't have to, with as if a magic ring you would. Okay. So back to it. Next, you're going to take your stitch marker and put it in your last stitch. That's how I do it. And then you're going to go in that first stitch right there, and you're going to do an increase. So you're basically going to do a single crochet, and then back in that same stitch right there, you're going to do another single crochet. So that's called an increase, where you put 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and that is how you get it to like become like bigger. Next, you're going to keep on increasing all the way around. So where you put 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And if you want to, you can count your stitches at the end, and you'll have 12 stitches at the end of round 2. So whenever it comes to your stitch marker, I just kind of go in the stitch that my stitch marker is in, and then just pull it off to the side, and then increase in that stitch. Then take out my stitch marker. Okay, for round 3, you're going to do a single crochet increase, and I will show you. So first you do a single crochet, then you increase. We put 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and then that was a single crochet increase. So then you just repeat. So single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, all the way around till you get back to the stitch marker. Increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. Okay, now it'll start to curve in. You want to flip that inside out. Now you're going to move on to round number 4, where you're just going to single crochet around. So it means put 1 single crochet into each stitch. So you're just going to single crochet, and you're just going to keep single crocheting back around to the stitch marker. And you should single crochet 18 around. So now you can remove your stitch marker. You can set it off to the side, and you are now going to slip stitch. So you're just going to insert your hook, and you're going to, basically you're going to pull it up. So it looks like you're about to do a single crochet where you go like that, but instead, after you go in, pull it up like that, you're just going to go like this, and just go like that. And then you can cut it, and you're not going to need a lot. I'd say cut like 1 to 2 inches or 1.5 inches. You're not going to need much. So then you can kind of point it out, and that will kind of help make it pointy here. So you are going to do that, and you can put the ends on the inside so then they don't stick out whenever you go to do the other one. So as you can see, that is the first bump, and you're basically going to repeat it all over again, where you do a magic ring for round 1, increase for round 2, single crochet increase for round 3, and then single crochet around for round 4, then slip stitch and pull it through. And I will be back after you have finished the other one. Okay, so now that you have your first one made here with the yarn that is cut, there's nothing attached to it, but the second one you're going to keep the yarn like still attached to the ball. And basically you are going to move your stitch marker to that last stitch, and what you're going to do is, this is kind of tricky, so I'm going to move the camera in more so you can really see what I'm doing. So you're going to see, if you pulled it super tight, it might have kind of like disappeared. So, but you can kind of see right there, that's your last stitch you did. You're going to go 1 stitch from that. So don't go in this one here, because that's where that last stitch was. You're going to go here, in there. So it's basically like this. And you're going to go in, and you're going to bring the yarn from the back around to the front. And you're going to do a single crochet. So by doing this, then you're going to single crochet till you get to here, and I'll tell you what to do. So just single crochet. Remember, single crochet is where you go in, you yarn over, pull up a loop, and you have 2 loops. Then you yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. So just keep on doing it until you have run out of stitches on this side, and you can do it along with me. And if I'm going too fast or too slow, you can always adjust the speed in the playback settings. Okay, so you're gonna see the little yarn tail here, you're gonna go and you'll see 2 stitches here. And there's that one stitch I was talking about that you can't really see. Try to go into it, or at least go below it. That's why you kind of don't want to pull too tight on it like I did. So just kind of go somewhere right there so you're getting that stitch involved. Next is kind of where you're adding some stitches by accident, but that's just the way I have the pattern designed. So you're gonna go right here. Then you're gonna go right here where it looks like there's a stitch and single crochet. You're just gonna single crochet. Then you're gonna go right here. So that's 3 kind of joining them together. See that? Okay. So then you're gonna single crochet back to the stitch marker, and you should be on the other side, the other heart bump now. Okay, and now you're back at the stitch marker. Now you're going to move the stitch marker to the last stitch here. And as you can see, you can pull it out like this. As you can see, the 2 bumps are connected like that. And you can always go back and rewatch the video if you're having some troubles doing that. But as you see, they're both connected securely. So now that finishes up round 5. And now for round 6, you're going to do 3 single crochets decrease, but so since I'm going to be going in depth, I will teach you how to do a decrease, but it's kind of hard to see. So here, if you look, there's that hole there, and you can see the yarn is in that, so that's a stitch you're working in. That next stitch right there next to it, if you can see that, hold on. So there's this one, and you can see your yarn is being pulled into that stitch. Next to it is a next stitch, which is kind of small. So you're going to go on that, and you're going to do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to decrease. There's a bunch of ways to do a decrease, but I like to do the invisible decrease, which is where if you look, there's a front loop and a back loop. So there's a front loop there and a back loop here. Let me use this to kind of guide. So a front loop, which is this one, and then a back loop, which is this one right here. So you kind of see the 2 makes like a V right here. And you gotta make sure whenever you're crocheting, you're going in both of them, unless you're intentionally going in the front or the back. So with an invisible decrease, you go in the front, and you basically stick your hook. This is not what you're supposed to do, but I'm just showing you guys. So you stick your, oh wait, this is what you're supposed to do. Stick your hook in the front 2 stitches like that, and then I'll show you what to do next. So after I explain the front loop and the back loop, you're going to stick your hook in the next 2 stitches of the front loops like that. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and you'll have 2 left. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and that is an invisible decrease. So you're going to do 3 single crochets, then a decrease, till you get back to the stitch marker. So 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. And here it might be a little hard to decrease, but just push through. Like that, and then keep going. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. And then you're just gonna keep on doing that. 1, 2, 3, And then on these last stitches, you're just going to do 3 single crochets. Because there will be 3 stitches left, you're just going to do 3 single crochets in those last stitches. Okay, now for round... Okay, so now for round 7, you're going to do 2 single crochets, decrease. So 1, 2, decrease. And if you need help, I will once again go over how to do single crochet and a decrease. So single crochet is where you go in but the 2 loops, and then you yarn over and pull out, then like that, and you'll have 2 loops, then yarn over and kind of put your hook down, and then go in the 2 loops. So you're going to do 2 single crochets, so you go like that. And then the decrease is where you go in the front loops. So the front loop is here, and the back loop is back there. So in the front loops, and you go through 2, then go through 2. So you're just going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. Now in these last 3 stitches, you're just going to do a single crochet decrease. So 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. Okay, now as you can see, it's starting to form. And once you stuff it, it'll look a little better, but as you see, the points are starting to form. Okay, so now you can kind of tuck the ends in if they're popping out. You can see that this is the inside and this is the outside. Make sure that your project is flipped inside out, so then there's no ends sticking up anywhere, especially right here. So if there are any ends sticking out, make sure you flip that inside out. So then there's no, so then it looks good because this is the good side. Unless you want the other side, but then it's kind of hard to crochet on that side and it's just not really the side you use. Okay. For round 8, you're just going to single crochet for 2 rounds. So rounds 8 and 9 is just going to be single crochets. So round 8 is single crochet, then round 9 is single crochet. So I'll be back after the 2 rounds of just single crochets. So yeah. Okay, so now that you've finished your 2 rounds of single crochet, rounds 8 and 9, you'll see that it is starting to form it already has started to form, but you can really see that you're starting to come in toward the center or the bottom here. And so yeah, I'm just showing you guys that. So now for round 10, you are going to do a single crochet decrease all the way around. So I'll show you. So just a single crochet and then a decrease, the invisible decrease, but a lot of people just say decrease. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, all the way around. And in this last stitch, there will be 2 stitches. You're just going to put a decrease in that stitch. And I forgot to say, whenever there's decreases in the last stitch and the stitch marker's in the way, don't bother going like that. Just kind of stick it through the middle of the stitch marker, hold it back, go in that loop, and then you can push it off to the side. That's just how I do it. Okay, now for round 11, you are going to once again single crochet decrease again. So basically 2 rounds of single crochet decrease. Just saying. Sorry, my chair is making a noise. Okay, I would stop about halfway through. So after a decrease, I'd stop like right about halfway. And I would start to stuff it. That's where I would like to do it, just because it, I feel like it's the perfect hole. So you're gonna stuff it, and basically you're going to pretend like this is on the inside. You're gonna do here and stuff this pocket. Then you're gonna go here and stuff this pocket, and then stuff the middle. So then you really get them nice. So you don't just shove stuffing in there. This is like empty. So stuff the corners nice and good too. And I like to stuff it very generously. Okay, now to the other side. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stuff the middle a little bit more just because I like it nice and firm. And stuffing, I get Hobby Lobby. So now continuing on to the single crochet decreases after you've stuffed it. And make sure whenever you crochet, after you stuff it, to kind of have your fingers where the stitches are gonna go, so you don't accidentally crochet the polyfill into it, because you don't want polyfill in your thing. So just put your finger right where that stitch is gonna go, covering up all the polyfill, and then just work as usual. Oh no. Might be hard to get that last decrease in, but just keep on going. Okay, now for round 12, you are going to single crochet around. So put a single crochet in each stitch, and my hook is kind of making a squeaky noise. So now you can stuff the tip a little bit more here. Don't need much since you stuffed like most of it. You're just stuffing the tip where you just did that single crochet around, because it'll kind of build it up a little bit. And you want to get your last stuffing in now, because this is going to be like basically your last opportunity to stuff. And then you can kind of like shape it however you want. Kind of like these ones I made. And they all kind of came out in different sizes. Like as you can see, this one's a little smaller. I think I used a smaller hook on this one. But yeah, so they all come out to different sizes depending on like tension, hook, yarn, all that. So now you're just going to decrease all the way around. Okay, so you're going to decrease all the way around, and you're just going to do a decrease like regular, and then you're going to do another decrease, and make sure you don't go into this one right here. And if you kind of look, you can see that's being like pulled on. So, and then you can see like the back loop back there. So you want to go into the next one here, and you're just going to decrease till you get to the stitch marker. So yeah, and like literally right now is your last opportunity to stuff, because it's super small, and to the stitch marker. Okay, now you're gonna remove the stitch marker, and sometimes I don't like how small it is, so I might just take out like one stitch, because I don't like how it's super small. Okay, now you're not going to cut much, maybe like 2 inches, probably like roughly 2 inches. And then just pull it out, and then move that to the side. And I like to pinch it and like that, and kind of on the knuckle, and go in that stitch and pull it through. And then just do that, and then you'll know whenever it's at the end, because you'll see it's right here. So you gotta make sure you're going in the front loops, and and as you can see, this is the last one. You can kind of see it's like bumped up. So go into that, and then you can pull it tight and it'll close up. Okay, so now what you can do, if you want, is darn your darn needle. The darn needle is also optional, so you can darn it I don't even know if that's what it's called. So you're just gonna go in, and I typically don't use a darning needle, but for this one I like to use a darning needle just because I feel like it's easier when I usually just use my hook, as you saw in my bee pattern if you saw it. And then I'm just gonna go out in a random stitch and make sure it's in a stitch, like one of these holes, and not like in the middle of this. And then just pull it through, and you can kind of like go like that and stick it in, and then push it up if you need to, if it's too tight. And then stick your back your darning needle and push in. I just don't want it to go in. Push it in. Okay, and then you kind of shape it. And that is how I crochet my hearts. So yeah, that's how I do it. And once again, this pattern was designed by me, and please do not try to sell, change, or redistribute this pattern. So yes, and you may sell the finished plushie either like on an online shop or at a market or anywhere you decide to sell this, or you can keep it for yourself, gift it to someone, whatever you want to do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and hope you liked this pattern. Hopefully it was good for beginners. I know whenever I was a beginner crocheter, it was very difficult and I just wanted to give up, but just letting you know, if you are a beginner crocheter, don't give up. I hope you like this pattern and that it was fairly easy. So yeah, thank you for watching this. Bye.